Hello everyone, my name is Buki Akimbili and you are welcome into another tutorial. And in today's tutorial, we'll be making a shift dress and we'll be styling it with these beautiful velvet trimmings. So I have the black and the gold. Then we'll be turning the neckline with our normal bias tape. So this is the bias tape we'll be working with. So I'm not sure which of the two I'll be using, but later on I will decide. But let's begin. So for the front fabric, we are having two pieces because we'll be having slit at the center front. So we'll be going in by 1 inch. So all our measurements will begin immediately after the 1 inch at the center front. So the first thing I'll do now is to input half of my shoulder measurement, which is 8.5 inches. Then from that point, I will measure the sleeve extension, which is 12 inches. So I'll be going out by 12 inches from that point. Then from the 12-inch point now, I'll be coming down by 1.5 inch for the shoulder slope. So once I'm done marking that, to connect the shoulder slope, I need to input the neck width. And the neck width we are working with is 3.5 inches. So from that 3.5 inches point, then I'll be connecting to the 1.5 inch that I came by with to create our shoulder slope. So that is what I'm marking out now. And once I'm done marking the shoulder slope, I will input the neck depth. And the neck depth we are working with is 7 inches. So I'll mark it out. Then I'll connect from the 7 inches point to the 3.5 inches neck width. So this is our front neckline. So once I'm done connecting, I will input my bust point measurement because we'll not be needing our chest line measurement in this tutorial. And my bust point measurement is 11 inches. I'll mark it out. So I'm repeating the same measurement at the center of our fabric. Kindly note, all our measurement is beginning from the starting line. So once I'm done connecting the bust measurement, the next measurement we'll be taking now is the waist measurement. And my waist measurement is 18 inches vertically. So I'll also repeat the same measurement at the center of the fabric. Then I'll go ahead and input my hip measurement, which is 25 inches. So we measure yours and input it there. But mine is 25 inches. Then I'll mark it out at the center point. So I'll be connecting the two now. So I'll be connecting the waist measurement now. And once I'm done connecting, I'll be connecting the hip line measurement. So the next thing we do now is to measure the length of our fabric, and the length I'm working with is 45 inches. So I'll mark it out. So the 45 inches is inclusive of 2 inches sewing allowance for the hem. So once I'm done marking, I'll be connecting the dot into a straight line. And once I'm done connecting, I'll be cutting off the excess fabric at the hem so that we can have the actual fabric that we are working with. So we go back to the top now. So I'll be measuring my sleeve opening and I'll be coming down by 10 inches for the sleeve opening. And once I'm done connecting, I'll mark it out from the shoulder slope down to the point that we come down by. So the next thing is to go ahead and input our horizontal measurements. Quarter of my bust is 11 inches. Then I'll be adding 1 inch east to it. So making 12 inches. So I'll mark it out. Then plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'll mark it out. Then I'll go to the waistline now. Quarter of my waist is 10 inches. Plus 1 inch is making 11 inches. I'll mark it out. Then plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Then quarter of my hip is 12 inches. Plus 1 inch is like we've been doing previously. So I'll mark it out. Then plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So whatever we have on our hip line will be taken to the hem. So which is 14. But I'll be adding 1 inch more to mine. So instead of marking 14, I'll be marking 15 inches. Please, this is my own preference. You may choose to add one more, or you just going down by the exact 14 inches that we are having on the hip line. So I'll be connecting from the hip line to the hem of our fabric now. So once I'm done connecting, I will adjust back to the top. So I'll be connecting from the bust point to the waistline. I'll repeat the same thing on the sewing allowance. Then from the waistline to the hip line, I'll be using my curve ruler But I'm using the tip of the curve ruler because I'm not that curvy. So that's why I'm using the tip. So I'll be connecting. So once I'm done connecting, now we need to connect our sleeve. So from the bust point, we'll use our curve ruler to connect into the sleeve. Then to mark out the sewing allowance, we need to go up by 1 inch. So once we are done marking, then we'll be connecting with our curve ruler. So once we are done connecting, we'll be blending in the sharp edge. So the next thing we do now is to go ahead and add ½ inch sewing allowance to the shoulder. And once we are done marking it out, we'll be connecting it. Then we are done drafting the front pattern. So we can go ahead and start cutting now. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to fold in the sewing allowance. So that is what I'm doing now. So then we'll cut it out. So by the time we are done cutting, we'll be having this shape at the center front. So we'll go ahead and use the front to cut out our back now. So I've placed the front on the back fabric. Then on the back fabric, I already went in by 1½ inch for the zipper allowance because we'll be having zipper at the back. So then I place the front on it, align it properly, and I'll be pinning it down, ensuring that the front fabric is laying on the 1½ inch zipper allowance point. And once I'm done pinning, so I'll go ahead and take the back neckline measurement. So the neck depth we are working with for the back is 1.5 inch. So I'll mark it out. Then I will note the neck width point. So I'll be connecting with my straight ruler. So I will extend the line to the sewing allowance. Then I'll be connecting the back neckline now. And once I'm done connecting, I'll start cutting. So I'm done cutting the back. So I'll be separating the front from the back now. So I'll be removing all the pins. So I'll be setting aside the back fabric so that we can proceed on working on the front. So this is the front now. So the next thing we do now is to stitch down the center front. But we'll be coming up by 9 inches from the hem of our dress. So that is where the opening will be stopping. So we stitch down to the top. So once I'm done stitching, I'll be showing us. So I'm done stitching the center front. And the next thing I'll be doing now is to secure the raw edges. So I'll go ahead and fold in the sewing allowance. Then I'll stitch it down. I will also repeat the same thing on the other side and stitch it all through. So I'm done stitching the two sides. So you can see it's looking neat now. By the time we turn it to the right side, it's laying flat. And I've given it a good press. So the next thing we do now is to turn our neckline with bias. So this is the bias tape we are working with for both the front and the back neckline. So I'm done turning the neckline and you can see. And I've also turned the back neckline, both the right and the left side. So the next thing we do now is to set aside the front and go ahead with the back. So we'll be attaching our zipper to the back now. And I will be using invisible zipper. So once I know the point where the zip is stopping, then I will stitch down the remaining part of the back. Then I'll attach the zip. Once I'm done doing that, I'll be showing us. So I'm done attaching the zipper to the back and you can see how it's laying flat. So I'll be setting it aside now, then we'll go back to the front. So we'll be styling our dress with the velvet trimmings now. So I've decided to use the black trimmings. So what you do now is to place it from the neckline. So you ensure that it's very close to the edge of the neckline. Then you pin it down. So we continue the process, and since we join our fabric at the center front, So it will make it to be much more easier for us to pass it all through. So we'll be following the center line and keep pinning it down. So that is how we pin it down all through on that side. And once we are done pinning, then we go to the second side as well. Then we start pinning from the neckline, following the same process we did initially. Just ensure that your trimming is very close to the neckline. And since we've already pinned down the right side, so it will be much easier for us while pinning the other side because we'll be following the line all through. So the next thing we do now is to go ahead and stitch down on both sides. So we repeat the same thing also on the other side. So I'm done attaching the trimmings to our dress. So I'll be setting it aside so that we can go ahead and create our pockets. So we'll be using this leftover fabric to create our pocket. And the first thing we determine is our pocket opening. So you must ensure that your hand is able to pass it through your pocket. So the width I'm working with is 7 inches. So once I'm done marking out the 7 inches, the next thing I'll do is to place my hand on the fabric so as to determine the width and the length of my pocket. So I'll be using the chalk to trace it out. So it's not compulsory that we use the same size of pocket. You may choose that yours is a little longer, but this is the one I'm working with. So once I'm done tracing it out, then I'll be cutting out the pocket. And kindly note, we'll be needing 4 pieces. So the fabric I actually placed together are 4 all together. So I'll be cutting it out now. So I'm done cutting the pocket. So we are having 2 for the right side and 2 for the left side. So we'll be attaching it to the fabric, right side facing each other. You can see we are having 2 there. So we'll be setting it aside now, bringing our fabric so that we can attach it to the fabric. So from the waistline, we'll be coming down by 2 inches. Then we mark it out. So that is the point where we'll be placing our pocket. So I'll bring in the pocket now. Then I'll pick one of it. Then place it right side to the fabric. So the 2 are right side facing each other. Then I'll clip it down. Then I'll go to the other side. From the waistline also, I'll be coming down by 2 inches like we did previously. So I already notched the waist area, so it makes it more convenient for me to identify it. So from that point now, I'll be placing the other side. So automatically the right side will be facing the fabric. Then I'll clip it down. So once I'm done with the front, I'll go to the back and repeat the same process. So from the back, on the waistline, I'll be coming down by 2 inches like we did in the front. Then I'll pick the second set, right side facing each other. I'll place it on the side, then pin it down. So I'll repeat the same thing also on the other side of the back. So once I'm done doing that, the next thing I'll be doing is to go ahead and stitch down by 1/2 inch on all the 4 sides of our fabric. So now I'm done stitching the 2 pockets for both the front and the back. So I'll be matching our fabric at the shoulder area, both the front and the back. So I will align it in place. Then I'll be stitching down by 1/2 inch on both sides. So once I'm done stitching, I'll be showing us. So I'm done attaching both the front and the back together. So the next thing is to go ahead and fold our sleeve. But I prefer attaching sleeve band anytime I'm sewing a cut together sleeve. So I've already cut out my sleeve band. So I'll be attaching it to the sleeve hem. I'll repeat the same thing also on the other side. And once I'm done doing that, I'll go ahead and join our fabric on the side. So I've already attached the sleeve band now. Then I've turned the fabric to the wrong side. And this is the pocket. You can see right side facing each other. So I'll go ahead and start stitching down now. So we'll be taking the 1 inch sewing allowance on the side. But by the time we get to the pocket area, we'll go in by 1/2 inch all through. Then we come out again and continue by our 1 inch sewing allowance. Then we repeat the same thing also on the other side. Then once I'm done doing that, then I'll go ahead and fold in the hem, taking in the 2 inches sewing allowance that we added. So this is the final look of our beautiful shift dress. You can see how it came out, very clean and neat. Even look at the edge and they all matches. Look at how beautiful the design came out. So both the front and the back is looking so stunning. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, kindly give us a giant thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. See you in our next video.